We encounter people every day who were adopted, and I made a new friend recently. I was really impressed with this girl, and it turns out she was adopted, and we shared our stories into the wee hours of the morning over hamburgers in, I believe, in Georgetown in DC. So it was pretty cool. So I invited her to chat with me some more today on the show. Chelsea Moore, welcome to Smart Life.
Hi, thank you, Dr. Gina.
It's such an honor to have you because I just posted randomly yesterday. This is my I call it my heart issue. This is my big thing, and I feel so strongly that people I just can't stand the thought, I guess, of a child going through life without parents or being aborted because they think nobody wants that baby. So I just posted on my wall yesterday that I was going to do this charitable action where I was going to give people an opportunity if they wanted to help with people in that situation. And you immediately responded, I'm adopted. And so I want to know a little bit about, first of all, your perspective on this. And, you know, some people are private about the fact they're adopted. My own father is adopted. He doesn't talk about it a lot. Tell us your story.
Right, so it's always been something that is a big part of our family. It was never hidden from me. I think as a child, I asked my mom, what was it like when I was in your tummy? And she said, oh, well, you weren't because you were adopted. And I said, oh, okay, what's that? So it's always been a very happy part of our family, certainly. And my birth mother was 16 when she got pregnant. She was a very devout Christian and wanted to give me up for adoption, and I am grateful to her every single day and truly blessed to have my parents.
If you have a way to turn your volume down, Chelsea, I think that you might have your volume up on your computer. We're getting a little feedback. And
Okay.
so, of course, you're thankful because, I mean, you have life. Do you know your birth mom? And if you don't know her, what would you say to her? What have you said to her?
Yeah, so I don't know my birth mother. It was a closed adoption. I'm from Colorado, but I was adopted in San Antonio, and the law at the time is that you couldn't contact your birth mother until you were 18. So that's not something I've tried so far, but I think when I really am ready to commit to that process, it's a very lengthy process. It's something I am definitely interested in. To thank her and know her and tell her how grateful I am. And it's true what you say about uh, parents wanting kids. It's true. My parents were, I think, one of 50 couples who wanted just me, and it was a very arduous process at the time.
Mm-hmm.
It was much harder to adopt then. You had to basically prove that you couldn't have children.
Mm.
So,
Wow. Yeah, I'm
yeah,
glad I didn't have to prove that to adopt Samuel because obviously I had four others. But I wanted to get from you. You know, I know that adoption isn't a cakewalk. To the moms out there, the birth moms who are facing decisions like this, Chelsea, it's not all a bed of roses. But what makes you feel like, hey, I want to be the person that advocates for adoption? Talk about the bad and the good because I think we need to be
sure.
honest in this.
Sure. Well, a girl in school told me when I was 6 years old what abortion was. And I was horrified. I think that's probably too early to know what that is
Yeah.
anyway, but the impact of what that really means has stuck with me my whole life.
Hmm.
And it actually led to my faith journey and my family's faith journey to convert to Catholicism. And I'm incredibly pro life. I just think about the parents that don't have that opportunity, that there's so many children, there's so many people that want those children, and it can be a really beautiful thing. I'm just like my parents, which is really funny.
Yeah.
But I've had a wonderful, again, just a wonderful experience, and feel blessed every day.
So if you were facing a situation where you didn't want to raise a child, would there be any question for you?
Well, I think it'd be hard to think about not wanting a child, but I would. There's no question. I am pro life. I'm the hardest pro life person you could probably ever meet. And I think that adoption is a really beautiful thing. And part of my mission is to make it less of a stigma. I think there is still that stigma, unfortunately, about adoption. When I was a little kid, I remember some girls at school saying, oh, we heard you were adopted. We're so sorry. And I
Oh,
said, why? You're stuck with your parents. I got to pick mine.
exactly. And they picked you, by the way, which is what I always tell Samuel. You're the one I chose, just so
Yeah,
you know.
yeah, it's true. It
But it
really
is
is.
true.
It's really
It's
God thing.
amazing how God sort of works out those details. I know with Samuel in my own family, He's the one that got, you know, my eye color, my hair color, my skin tone, those things. All the other ones came out with like blonde hair and blue eyes, and so it is amazing how those things work out. Anything that you think that people today who are looking at this situation of adoption versus abortion, because it's really what it's come down to. I mean, abortion is eliminating the right of people to adopt babies out there. It's just not happening. And with international adoptions essentially cut off in most countries today, there just aren't options for childless couples who want babies, or people who just want to share their lives with an extra child like we did.
Right.
So what is your best advice for the place we found our culture in today, knowing that you are politically involved as well?
Mhm. Well, I think it's certainly about education, and it's also, not putting a stigma on a young girl when she gets pregnant, not turning her away if she has questions, and not sending her down the street to Planned Parenthood either. I think it's about having those great discussions, and great organizations like the one that you're working with. I think it's about getting that message out there and sharing all of these success stories to really show people what it can be.
Awesome. Chelsea Moore, thank you so much for being
Thank you
with
so
us today
much.
on Smart Life. Hamburgers next, Chelsea, for
Hamburgers.
sure. Definitely. Our show, as you know, is audience driven. So if you have a topic or you are an expert in an arena that you think we should cover, just let us know by contacting us at moneybizlife.com. Go to the Smart Life page. Let us know what you want us to cover, and we'll make sure to make it happen for you. Our goal here at Smart Life is to be your personal coach, because we know you are way too busy to go sit down in some office somewhere, and because all of us can be a force when we are armed with just a little information and the guts to make the changes. Make sure you head over to drginashow.com and see how you can help place children with adoptive parents. And you can send us your questions to the Smart Life page, moneybizlife.com. Click Ask Dr. Gina, and we will make sure and let that happen. And remember, you can go to moneybizlife.com and view past segments and full episodes of Smart Life as well. And you can find links to our social media pages there too.